Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And as we know, the police are not your friends, but they're also bloody useless. In 84% of neighbourhoods across the whole of England, the police have failed to solve a single crime. 84% of the country, crimes have been committed and not one of them has been solved. What the hell are the police doing apart from sending 5 or 6 policemen to a door because someone has misgendered someone? That's when they're not sitting on their lazy fat ones, scoffing donuts and laughing at pictures of victims. Let's have a look at this article. Now, of course, this comes hot on the heels of the news that 95% of metropolitan police officers in London haven't made an arrest in a year. They've gone 12 months and they haven't made a single arrest. 95% of them. So we know the police are lazy and useless. And that's at best. That's when they're not actually working against the people of this country. When they're not actually handing child victims back to the people who were using them. That's when they're not actually committing crimes. When they're not actually R-ing women or even emming them. So what the hell are they doing? Because it certainly isn't the job they're paid for. England's woke police fail to solve a single theft in 84% of neighbourhoods. But look, this one, a senior officer, has got time to wear a pride bow tie, so he's not in uniform. He should be punished for that. Pride badges, 2 pride badges, 1 on each lapel. Virtue signalling, and yet strangely incapable of doing his job. We don't pay policemen to wear stupid bow ties and put on political badges. We pay them to do a job. So obviously he doesn't need to be paid anymore because he can't do his job. Britain's woke police forces have suffered a fresh blow to their credibility. Let's face it, they don't have much credibility. As statistics show how close to 9 in 10 neighbourhoods where thefts have been reported have seen precisely 0 solved. What the hell are these people doing? British police officers who have lost much of the sympathy traditionally afforded them by right-leaning members of the public as they arrest people for memes and jokes and brand tens of thousands of being responsible for so-called non-crime hate incidents, while property crime and violent and S crimes are neglected, have likely lost even more now that it has emerged they have failed to solve a single theft in some 84% of neighbourhoods in the last 3 years. They don't have any credibility left. You call a man a woman, you call a woman a man. My God, 6 of them will turn up at your door. But if you're the victim of a mugging, or even worse, you'll be lucky to see one before Michaelmas. Solving theft should be the bread and butter of neighbourhood policing, complained the Victims Commissioner for England and Wales, Dame Vera Baird, in comments quoted by The Telegraph. For many of us, reporting theft will be our first and only engagement with our local police, and the response will shape our impressions of the police and their effectiveness. Effectiveness? That's a joke. That's an absolute joke. When you see the likes of Extinction Rebellion sitting in the road, holding up trade, emergency vehicles, people going to work, school children being left unattended because the parents are sitting there behind them, and the police are laughing and dancing and shaking their hands instead of pulling out the holly truncheons, you know you haven't got a police force. You've got a diverse bunch of complete useless bastards. Faced with such low rates of suspects being identified, punished or charged, many victims will wonder whether or not they're effectively being decriminalised, and they feel like victims are increasingly left to fend for themselves while thieves offend with impunity. What we need in this country is the ability to administer our own justice, because the police cannot do it. And on the very rare occasions they finally get someone into court, they'll get a minor sentence. What the hell have we got courts for? because they don't do their job. And why have we got police? Because they're not even putting people into court. We need a complete change of our justice system. And we need to start by taking cops like that one with his little dicky bow and hauling him off and putting him in cell and see how he likes it. Because he's had all this money from the public purse for nothing. That's fraudulent receipt in public office because he isn't doing his damn job. Sir Mike Penning, a Member of Parliament for the Conservative Party, who had previously served as Minister of State for Justice and Minister of State for Policing under David Cameron, said that the Crown Prosecution Service, the CPS, should also shoulder a share of the blame, saying that the police put little effort into tackling theft because in part they know the CPS are not interested, and even if they get them into court they just get a slap on the wrist, and that is what I think is the problem. We need the police to go around, pull out the holly, pull out the truncheon, make them sore, make the cowards pay, make the criminal afraid, because at the moment they have no fear. We need police who make criminals afraid and then get them into court, and then don't give them slaps on the wrist. Give them 30 years, bring back hard labour and bring back the damn rope. And when the criminals know at the end of the day they're going up a short ladder to an even shorter piece of rope, there'll be a lot less crime in this country. But first of all, sort out the police and get them to do their damn job. These lazy bastards. It's taken a while, but I'm still not that much calmer. We have a police force that is utterly useless. When it's not actually corrupt and committing crimes, it's sitting around doing nothing, or conniving with criminals, or just letting crime happen because they can't be asked to sort it. It's too hard. Do 32 miles an hour in a 30 zone, they'll clamp your ass. Misgender someone, they'll send a bunch of them round. Commit a crime, they're not interested. Ask any shopkeeper what happens when he calls the police when he captures a shoplifter. If it's under £100, they won't even send a policeman. So what's the point? It's time we change the police service. It's time we change the CPS. It's time we change the courts, and most definitely the courts. We need to bring back judges who will actually administer justice. And we need old school coppers. Think of the 1970s. Think of the Sweeney. We need big bad boys with sticks who will go after hardened criminals and hurt them. I'm going to stop now because I can feel the bile rising again. If you like what you hear and see on the channel, please hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Ring the bell for notifications of future output. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, stay safe, stay well, protect your own, and goodbye.